It's a warm welcome live on Zim Gospel Masters Radio, also live on our Zim Gospel Masters TV channel. Thank you so much for choosing us and making us your number one selection. This is your program, Christian Conversations, a program that we say we talk about issues affecting all of us as Christians, issues that happen within the communities as well as in the nation at large, in an endeavor to find out what are our churches doing towards addressing some of the challenges that we face, as well as towards promoting the welfare of citizens. My name is Marlvin Ngiza, Ambassador Maluva. Today we are going to talk about education, as we all know that education has been declared a human right within the country. So we have invited a church representative, which is the Apostolic Christian Council of Zimbabwe, to help us with the discussion on what are they doing as a church towards promoting education, what are they doing towards raising awareness about access to education. So in the studio, we are pleased to be joined by Apostolic Christian Council of Zimbabwe National Chairperson, Bishop D. Chakwenya. It's a warm welcome live on Zim Gospel Masters.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm welcome here.
Okay, so before we get deep into the conversation, maybe you can give us a brief background about ACCZ. What is it all about?
ACCZ is an organization. It's a Christian driven organization which combines the Zionist, Apostolics, even the Pentecostal to come together. It's an organization to unite all Christian denominations to come together.
Okay.
That's ACCZ, which was formed in 2008, and now we have got more than 10 years the organization once it has been launched. So we have traveled very far so far in terms of humanity, human rights, freedom of worship, and everything. Yeah. Then in terms of education, as an organization, we have a department which focuses only for education, for children's, even adults. You know, education is there until you die.
Okay.
Yes, it doesn't matter how old you are. Yeah. So what we are doing in our organization is we have a theme that we are running with these days.
Okay.
Which is called Catch Them Young.
Catch them young.
Yes, Catch Them Young. So we are now educating the children from the age of 5.
Okay.
Yes, Catch Them Young. We are trying to find out their talents.
Okay.
Right? Then we focus on that through their parents. So we are working basically with the communities, to find the talents. Some are into sports, some are into engineering, but you can tell, you can see.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how are you working with children? How are you working with the society through your arm in your attempt to promote education?
Yeah, as I said, we have the PR department, well trained for that. Yes, and at our organization, we have those who does, those who works for social services, right? Yes, they have the know-how, right? We have teachers, we have everyone there. So what we are doing, we are engaging with the communities and the parents. And we are doing some seminars. We go even as far as schools, right? Educating, putting some themes to the headmasters and the teachers for the kids to to do their dramas, music. That's the other way we are trying to educate.
Okay.
Yeah. Once they do the dramas, like kids, they will be saying, it's my right to go to school. Sometimes other parents, they don't even care about, they don't even check even the books for the children. Some children can even they don't even go to school.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we know that the government has got many programs that are running towards ensuring that children access education. Why have you seen it important as a church to be part of these efforts?
Yes, the government has got some programs, grants, presidential scholarships. Yes. So, as SSZ, yeah, because we cater for even the people down rural areas,
Okay.
those remote areas. They don't have access to the radio sometimes, newspapers, right? So, as SSZ, we have branches there. SSZ is countrywide. As you know, Christians here in Zimbabwe, they are almost 87.4%. So what we're saying is, if she doesn't know about the scholarship or anything else there, let's go there to the remote area as a council or as an organization. Reach there, talk to the authorities, whether the chiefs, headmasters there, hear their challenges. Then that's where now as a CCZ, then we venture into now helping those vulnerable people, vulnerable children. And also we want to even argue the government or ask the government to have a Christianity grant.
Okay.
Yeah, so that you know what happens always when the scholarships, you say when you hear about presidential scholarship, only few,
Okay.
right, in towns west, those who can access those scholarships and go. But someone who comes from either Binga there, you never heard of someone from Binga benefiting from presidential scholarship. Why? They don't even know there are some programs like that in the country. So now as an organization, we are saying we don't want, through the mantra of the president, that we don't want to leave no one behind. So that's what we are saying. As an organization, let's go there down, remote areas. Yes.
That's amazing. 0714810907. So you mentioned that you desire for the introduction of something like a Christian grant.
Yes.
Can you explain further what you desire about it? How is it supposed to work?
Right. We have so many organizations, Christian-driven organizations.
Okay.
Right. So we are arguing that if the government now, right, focus on those now organizations, because as I said that we are 87 point something percent population of Zimbabwe, they are Christians. You understand? So we are asking the government that they have to look into those things. If we get the grant, then that grant now goes to all organizations. Then those organizations now can now cascade down into the churches.
I get it.
You understand? Then we can pick now one from each church. You understand where I'm going? Then that way it helps. Because when we hear about the grant, some we don't have even the phones, maybe sometimes we don't know, we don't have access to the newspapers, we don't know about it. So with the engagement between the government and the church, that's where we are now coming from. We want to be recognized.
Okay.
They know we are there. But in their programs,
you need to be included.
Yes, we need to be included. If we are included now, then we are together. If there is something, then we can now preach it to our churches.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Now, apart from the church, or apart from organizations, church-related organizations being included in some dialogues related to education or the provision of education in the country, what are you doing as a CCZ? Because we have seen some of the denominations or some of organizations, they are building schools and stuff. As a CCZ, what else are you also doing towards promoting access to education?
As a CCZ, a membership-driven organization, it has got the core. Our core is to transform the indigenous churches, right? Yes, to meet international standards and values. So the standards comes from the membership. You understand? That's what we are working on. So now the charter will then give the board of ACCZ what we want. That if we engage, one, number two, as an organization, the funds that we have, right? Yeah, then we use now to educate. So that's why we are moving around the country, especially because we are now starting in remote areas to start to empower them, educate them, build conventional centers there. You see, it's part of education, so that at least we empower them. That's what we are doing as ACCZ.
Okay.
We are engaging all stakeholders. We are now organizing what we call business and cultural web for ACCZ. That we introduce ourselves to the business community, the stakeholders, even the government. That's what we are doing as ACCZ.
Okay, that's resounding. And we know that in efforts to promote education and accessibility, there are some hindrances or obstacles that may arise, and it was reported, and there are many allegations that issues around child marriages within the apostolic sect is hindering children from accessing education. What's your take to that, and how big is the challenge within the apostolic sect of child marriages?
True, especially in apostolic sect.
Okay.
Yes. But as the chairman, we are saying no, yes, the challenge is there, but it's my duty and it's your duty. If you see that there is a challenge, come up with your idea. How best can we help each other to find a solution? Right, because to some of our members, they think it's normal,
Okay.
to marry even an underage girl. You understand? But now we are even asking even all the stakeholders, communities, the solution to help each other to refrain from that abnormality, because they think it's normal. You understand? Yeah, no, but it takes now all religious groups, through our members. It's very important. It's very, very important actually, because there are some churches which are still backwarded, following the constitution of their grandparents, which doesn't exist these days, and we don't want those things to happen, because they're kids. You can marry a 9-year-old girl. Actually, we cannot say a girl, because 9 years she's still a toddler. You understand what I'm saying?
I get it.
So what we want is, we want to organize some gatherings countrywide, doing some seminars, everything, just to educate.
Okay.
We want to educate now the girls and the perpetrators,
Okay.
so that they must stop practicing all this. This is an evil. It's, that's It's evil, actually. It's not supposed to be done by Christians.
Okay. And some people were saying that it's also wise for the church to work hand in hand with community leaders towards putting an end to this issue of child marriage that is also hindering young girls, young children to access education. What's your view, and what would be the comment from your organization with regards to this particular notion of working together with community leaders?
As a CCZ, we work with the community leaders. Every province, what we are doing, our structure goes like this. We will look for the chief for the area. You will become the matron of a CCZ in that area. So now all the bishops from the area, the headmen, the chiefs, the council, even up to the local government, we work together.
Okay.
Yes. Why we are doing this? We are trying to reduce the rate of crime which is being committed by people who pretend to be Christians. Yet they are not. You see, so if there is any crime being committed, it's easily to be known by a police officer or a policeman or to the nearest police camp in the area. Through someone at the church, goes to the headman, the chief, even to the police.
Okay.
So what we are doing, we are saying as a CCZ, we must work with all the communities, starting from the parent up to the leaders of the community
and the church. Thank you so much for clarifying on that issue. This is Zim Gospel Masters. Today we are talking about education. What is the church's voice with this issue of education? What are they doing as well to promote access to education, as well as to educate the community that education is a right? Another issue that was also raised was the issue of child labor in remote areas there, whereby it was said that minors are being employed as maids, are also employed as headmen. What's your word and what's your take as a CCZ? What also efforts are you doing maybe towards educating and towards undermining such a practice?
Yeah, on that one, there's a problem. There's a challenge for sure.
Okay.
Through the hardship, as you know, things are not well, especially here in Zimbabwe, through the sanctions, climate change. So now, for some reasons, you have 5 kids. They are not going to school. They're just playing around there. They ended up now being employed to work as cattle heads, housemaids, where they are being now abused again there. You see, through poverty. That's why as CCZ, we are saying, let's build vocational training centers in all provinces, districts, right? Trying to empower them. At least they can get something out of it, and they can pay for themselves to go to school.
Okay.
Yes, we are trying to eradicate those things in all provinces and areas, because we have found that no, they can't, the parents are now cannot afford to feed their kids. Sometimes actually that's the parents who are sending even the kids to work.
Okay.
Because they don't have anything. Go to growth points and see how, especially during the night.
It's painful.
It's painful. Prostitution, you can find a 10-year-old girl in the BO.
So sad.
It's so sad. So we are saying, let us empower them At least if we empower, introduce projects for the parents, now they can feed their kids, take the kids to school. Yeah, so we want to capacitate them through various projects.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we are focusing on as ACCZ.
All right. So apart from ACCZ coming in with these empowerment tools that you highlighted, what else do you think should be done by other players as well within the country towards eradicating such a scenario whereby young people end up being employed as headmen and as housemates? What do you suggest? What also do you think should be done?
My thinking is, well, as we are working with the chiefs,
Okay.
it's now the role of the chief, the headman, ACCZ, and all head of department of denomination, different denominations,
Okay.
right, and the government itself, right? Yeah, we must sit together, because what we want is a solution for a better Zimbabwe, tomorrow, not today. Tomorrow. Right. If that child, she's 10 years, 12 years, she become a maid, the next thing she's going to get married.
We've lost her talent.
We have lost her talent. And the child of an educated mother, what do you expect from that child?
Yeah.
So we end up, it will become a generational case, whereby the family will become poor to the 7th or the 5th generation. The mother is not educated, the child will never be educated as well. Because the importance of education is not in the house. That's why we want all stakeholders to chip together, even to have a grant or even donors to help us. Not to have organizations operate from Harare. No, we want the organizations to go to the remote areas to operate from there.
Exactly.
Yeah, to help those vulnerable children. You see?
Yeah.
Then after we are done with that, then I think we are good to go. We are now in the same direction. Not to laugh and say, no, those apostolic sects, they don't even take their children to school. You have seen that they're not going to school. What are you doing? Help us, help that person. Tell him the importance of going to school. Yeah.
That's very true.
Yes. Tomorrow you become you need a manager at your company. You will become a manager there. Yeah. But besides that same person who doesn't go to school, who did not go to school, is going to become a criminal or a thief. He will steal from you. Then you start crying.
So
but the fault is between me and you.
All right.
Yes.
That's very profound. As we are rounding up the conversation, what would be your final words with regards to the issue of education? Maybe you've got your word to the church and to all the players. As we are saying, we are all moving towards the same goal of ensuring that young people access education so that we get to eradicate all these ills and eradicate all these bad practices. What are your final words as ACCZ?
My final word is, as all Christian denominations, I'm thinking that if we can cascade up to the grassroots, find those vulnerable children, write their names down, right? We come together, send them to the Minister of Education.
Okay.
Right. Now we have a number of kids who are vulnerable here. They don't have money to go to school,
Okay.
even the parents. Then I think they will hear our voice. That's my thinking. That's number one. Number two, You know, there's so many things, my friend. When I went to rural areas a few weeks ago, they were talking of colors, whatever. At school, they don't even know what colors are. There's organizations. I was thinking that if we can have even a bank, that all organization can put money in that bank, distributed to the need. You know, even to go as far as like Econet, to have a platform, right? Just focusing on education, that help someone to go to school today, so that you donate anything. I think it will help to eradicate this situation.
Okay.
Yes. So those business people, the church organizations, the government, the donors, let's come forward together. But the number of people who are not going to school nowadays is rising every day.
Yes.
Every day. The churches, like myself now, I'm paying for more than 300 children school fees every time. Yeah, I started with the 10, the next term 20, the next, the number is endless.
Okay.
You understand? So what we are saying now is, let's come up together as organizations. Find a solution to help each other. Those are business people of tomorrow. Your child can be a worker to that person that we are leaving in behind.
Precisely. Our today's young generation is our future, and the time has come that as a church, as organizations, and as players in the country, to work together towards ensuring that our young people, our children, access education. And let's all put our hands together towards the same cause, towards the same objective of ensuring that we eradicate this worrisome trend of dropping out of school of children, and some are not going at all. That has been our today's Christian conversation, in which we're talking about how is the church taking part in promoting access to education, what are they doing in the country. And in our today's conversation, we were joined by Bishop Chakwenya, the national chairperson of Apostolic Christian Council of Zimbabwe. Let me thank him for coming through in our today's edition. Until we meet, peace and love be with you. Sim Gospel Masters, it is. My name is Marlvin Ngiza. It's a goodbye for now.